Hey y'all, it's me. Pops is hooking to a piece of equipment because he's going to fix a couple of rows for us before we start planting in them. Justin and I got everything planted that was ready to come in the field yesterday. And with the heat, everything's looking a little wilty, but they're fine. You can see these are little pumpkins, and they'll be fine. Some of them are black, just little bitty guys, and some of them are the weeby littles. I think we've had something break that one. Oh well, or cut it or something. But those pumpkins down there are looking fabulous. You can see that some of them are even getting flowers on them. But these guys, it'll take them a day or two to recover and jump up and be ready to go. Yeah, he's all right. He's just a little wilty. And over here on this side, we have some watermelons and cantaloupe. We just decided to go ahead and put them down here so we could keep an eye on them. We have the space down here. But yeah, that's all that's in these two rows. Pumpkins and watermelon and cantaloupe. And we've got to figure out how to run them. We are going to keep the vines from getting too very long. Just simply because Pop scares me. I put a container of corn at the end of each row that I didn't want them to run over. I'll show you how this little machine works. Oh, it smells so wonderful. I love the smell of fresh dirt. We'll have to use a garden rake and kind of just smooth these mounds down a little bit. But yay. This row down here is peppers. I had grown way too many pepper plants. Some was for a neighbor of ours, and some was for a friend of mine. And the neighbor, bless their heart, they are so busy. You've heard me talk about Sean and Teresa. They are so busy right now that they never had a chance to come and get theirs. So I figured, well, they can just pick them out of the field. They'll grow here as well as they'll grow in their garden. And here's one of our successions of sunnies. They're covered over with the netting to keep the crows from bothering them originally when they first start coming up, but then also hopefully to keep the groundhogs away from them. And then this row right here, this is cucumbers, and they're called a lemon cuke. I think it's just an odd little thing. We'll have to put a piece of cattle panel up between them so they can climb from both sides. And then here's some celosia. And they look better up close than they do from way up high, because from way up high they just kind of blend into the dirt. But they're doing well. They're doing well. Everything will probably get a drink of water this afternoon from me or Chelsea one, simply because it's not going to rain again until Thursday. And starting on Thursday, he said that's dog days. Dog days are getting ready to happen. So then all of this stuff. And this, guys, is baby's breath. I don't know if it will make it or not. It's really the wrong time of year, but they were doing so well, and that's one of those miscalculations on my part. But I just decided that they were going to go. Oh, he's going to come down this one again for whatever reason. I don't think he'll be able to get through there. without running over something. Yeah, I can. It's many years of driving a tractor. I guess he wants to try to flatten that out a little bit. He didn't need to, but that's all right. Look how rich that dirt is. We put, what was it we had over top of it? Buckwheat. And then he turned it in just when it started flowering. And it really improved the soil. Lovely. That's such a nice surface to grow in. But I couldn't believe how nice the buckwheat made the soil. It's just lovely. It really is. Oh, he's gonna go down that one again too. Okay, we're not doing the no-till. That was on my radar a year or two ago, and I would love to have done that. But this red clay mud, dirt, has to be, you have to just do what you have to do with it. No-till is probably wonderful in loamy dirt, more sandy soil, but in what we're growing, not so much. It's just really tough. Here's another row of peppers. I hope y'all can hear me. Here he's loud. He's always loud. But the peppers are standing up nice and straight. They look good. We have several different types of peppers. Mostly we grew the California Wonders, which is a bell pepper. And also we grew Nadapinos, which is a no-heat jalapeno pepper. And that's lovely. That's just absolutely lovely. He's making me nervous back there. I just keep hoping that he sees the rows that we planted in. Oh, I guess he decided he could do 2 rows. Okay. That'd be nice. Or he's just tilling. He might just be tilling them before he shapes the row. But the jalapenos, any of y'all that love the taste of jalapeno but not the heat, that's a perfect little pepper. Because we love stuffed peppers, stuffed jalapenos, but I don't do the heat very well anymore. I wasn't always a wimp. I could handle the heat in my earlier years, but not anymore. Just not anymore. So, anyway. And then up here, we've set out, let me see. I think we've got another row of lemon basil here. I'm not sure exactly. It's lemon basil and then maybe some feather celosia. Not sure. But inside we have a gazillion trays of straw flowers and zinnias and everything ready to start setting out. Here is the last row of sunnies we set, and you can see they're finally starting to pop through. And we tried pre-soaking them for 24 hours, and it may or may not have helped. I don't know. I can't really tell a whole lot of difference in the germination rate, but maybe it'll make the germination rate more a higher one. So yay, I'm glad these guys are coming on. And Chelsea and I will be starting some new, or I'll be soaking some new seed tonight and starting them out tomorrow. And this is marigold. And you can see that we've left a lot of the rows just totally empty over here on this side of the field. And that's because those big trees shade it amazingly. We can plant on the other side of the road if we need to, but for right now, Hugh and I are going to go this afternoon. I think he is going to give me 2 rows here. Yay. Nice. Very nice. But Hugh and I are going to go this afternoon. Hey, you. Why are you out uncovered? Oh, he's dead. Bless. He's trying to save a worm. But Hugh and I are going to go this afternoon and get some winter wheat so that he can go ahead and cover that over and bale it when he cuts hay next. So that's this afternoon. Pull my netting down. But all of these little dudes that we just set in the field yesterday, they look kind of pitiful, but they're actually doing really well. I will, or Chelsea will, one of us will give them a nice drink this afternoon, and that should do them until Thursday when it's supposed to start raining. And it's supposed to rain off and on for at least the next 10 days. So we'll give everything a really, and these 2 divoted like the others did. And I don't know what causes that, but it's no big deal because we can take our little garden rake and just pull the mound over into the little valley and smooth them right out. All right, hold on. Excuse me. All right, here's a row of sunnies that we planted last week, and they're doing nicely. Hello, sunnies. And here's a row of sunnies that we did just a day or 2 or a couple of days prior to those sunnies there. So we started them really close together, and they're coming. You can see that one had 2 seeds dropped apparently, but they'll come on. I think Chelsea and I both, we panicked because we had a really short week with sunflowers, and then we had an explosion. So we're determined not to run out of sunflowers again, y'all. Even if we have gazillions of stems, we do like taking buckets of single stems to the locations we sell at, and also to our market and our Flowers with Friends. So the single stems do really nicely, and I don't think you can have too many suns. I think I might actually connect with, there's a thistle needs to be cut. I might actually connect with a couple of florists in the area to see if there's any interest in buying our sunnies. They're much fresher and I think much more beautiful than anything you should be able to buy from thousands of miles away that have to be treated with every kind of chemical from Sunday. These guys are just conditioned in the field. The only thing we start out with is a little bit of fertilizer, the organic fertilizer in our rows before we plant, and they're not messed with again. we come down here with a handheld vacuum that has a little PVC piece of pipe about a foot long on the end, and that's what we take care of Japanese beetles with. And I picked these really heavy this morning. You can see some of them are already popping and could actually be ready to pick this afternoon, but I will leave them until in the morning. There's some white ones. But these, hopefully, there's not a very long row, but hopefully these will last us for another week or so and give, those down there, a chance to pop up and produce. And also these down here that were the groundhog damaged ones. And here's some that are looking really nice. They're going to have to grow quickly. Come on, guys, snap to it. But yeah. And the ones that you see in the field that are open, they've either been bug bitten or they're kind of just deformed a little bit. So we have left those in the field for our pollinators to enjoy. And here we have some celosia. These are the feathers, and I love, 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 love the feathers. I'm not a fan of the brains, but look at these guys. Aren't they beautiful? I like these the most. I think those are called flamingo feathers. But they're finally getting some height on them. We've been using them in just the little bitty jars. We sell the little pint jars as an arrangement. And here's some more of the frosted explosion. And the Gumprina is still really short, but look how beautiful they are. Look at that, just little round balls. And they are very pretty in the little arrangements also. These tiny little sunnies are beautiful. Look at how sweet. But we'll just let the little pollinators have those. And here's some more Gumprina. They're finally beginning to get some height. But we didn't grow nearly enough Gumprina. We've realized that. And I'm not sure we have. I think we have some planted somewhere. Hopefully. This is an empty little bed right here. But like I said, we're trying to stay away from these trees and not plant so much. We did plant the celosia down here, but just stay away from that tree line. Here's some baby's breath. These guys made it, and I had really just kind of abandoned them. Haven't even weeded them. There's just a spot or two of them, but they're actually producing. We'll see what they do. And then here's some more feather celosia. We've got to kick down the weeds on the other side. Chelsea's going to mow this afternoon. We're trying to keep these pathways mowed, and just the weeds, she's pulled all of the weeds back from this side. Just the weeds pulled back. And that's working well. That's working well. There's a spot or two of weeds in the rows, but the plants themselves are shading things out nicely so that the weeds cannot get ahead of what we're doing at this point. We do use our little hose and weed a little bit when we think about it, mostly. Okay, here's a bed of Gumprina. All right, we have a big long bed of Gumprina. I'd forgotten about it. Yay! Come on, little guys. Grow. Grow, grow, grow. And then over here is our second succession of zinnias. And you can see these are the Benary's Giant, or Benary's Giant. I'm not sure how they're pronounced. There's still some queenies in here as well. But we've got to get those netted before Thursday so that we don't have a problem with wind knocking everything down. But Chelsea has cut these really, really hard over the last couple of days, so there's nothing really to show in here. But you can see the Benary's Giant, they're bright. They're the really bright colored ones. Whereas, and this little dude's just opening, but you can see that bright pink. Here's a bright pink and bright purple. But this whole bed, I think most of this bed is the Benary's Giant. And then there's the Papa. Thank you. Thank you. Say hello, Pops.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for taking care of my beds down there.
Get her planted.
I'm planted.
Huh?
I'm planted.
Get it planted.
Oh, get it planted. Yep.
Yeah, get her planted.
Get her planted. Yep. When we have some more ready to go in, we will. Yay. All right, and you're going across the road?
I am, and I'm going up yonder.
Okay.
Just to kill some weeds for Chelsea to put her corn.
Okay. Okie dokie. All right, sweetie. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
And then you can see this, of course, is the basil. This is the cinnamon basil. It's very, very pretty. Very aromatic. Over here, the celosia, we've almost picked these beds dry. There won't be many pickings left in this, but it looks like the ones down at the end are just about ready to take over for us. And then here is the queenies. Looks like we have a Bennery's seed that got lost in here. What are you doing in here, dude? Beautiful. But you can see the difference in the color. See those nice, soft, almost antique-y colors. They're beautiful. And then this bright pop of color. And over here are the brains of the outfit. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just not a fan. I don't think we're going to try to grow them again. I just don't really care for that big blop of stuff. They just don't tickle my fancy. But look at these. If I get out of the light, what a beautiful color that is. All right, focus for me. I don't know, it's not wanting to focus. But it's really, really a pretty color. Kind of a coral. And then, of course, the marigolds. The next succession of marigolds that we planted. I don't know if we planted the yellow or if we planted the cocoa gold. But they will be beautiful, whatever they are. And then here are the ageratum. I think they're finally to the point of cutting. Ageratum, you have to be really careful. You have to give them a little wiggle test. And that one's almost ready. But if they're wiggly like that, they will kind of bend over. Look at all the bees. The bees love the ageratum. The bees love the ageratum. It's one of the reasons we pick early in the morning, so we don't get stung, for one thing, but also so that we don't disturb them. And over here is the lemon basil, which is my favorite basil. It has a wonderful, oops, I cut one and left it laying here. Look at that. Yeah, oh well. But they are beautiful and aromatic. And these guys have finally gotten tall enough to use in a big long stem bouquet. And here's a little bit more of the cinnamon basil. Yay. Nice. All of this makes me happy. All right. And you and I have been discussing the fence. I was going to build a wooden fence on around. That gate, by the way, is coming out, and I'm just going to close that fence in. But I think that I'm just going to go ahead and use the field wire, and I'm going to use it way over here, starting at the corner of the chicken lot. Let's see what these guys are doing while we're over here. There's George down by the pond. And that little girl looks like she's gotten caught by something. There's some ducks laying in the shade. And there comes one of our pretty black chickens. Hi, darling. Those black chickens are so beautiful. Their feathers just kind of have a shimmer of all different colors in them. And there's Stinky. That's Chuck. He's the chicken duck. Hi, darlings. They're coming over to see if I have something to feed them. I'll be here in a minute. I will. So George has started hanging out in here, even with Chuck being as ornery as he is. And that makes me happy, except the sad thing is that I think the reason he's hanging out in the chicken lot is because when he's on the outside of the chicken lot, Ferdinand chases him. So anyway, starting from this fence, going directly, this little pile of wood will be the boundary line for the new dog lot. We'll give our little old dudes, you'll see how much bigger it will be, but probably about 20 feet wider. And on this direction, so it won't be quite as obstructive of a view. It won't obstruct the view of the field and the barn. The dogs will bark more. That was really the only reason I was going to put up the wooden fence, was to keep the dogs from barking. And then right here where the old stump is, it's got to be burned and gotten rid of, but the fence will go straight over to the corner of the house. So that will be a really, really nice size place for the doggies to come out and spend some time. And they're all elderly except for Mimi, so they do not spend a lot of time outside anyway. But in the mornings, I bet they'll enjoy being out there in the cool of the morning. But anyway, I'm going to go inside, clean up our area where Chelsea and I build bouquets. It's got clippings all over and leaves all over the floor, and get ready for another round. But lots of things to put away, and yes, some of it has been here for weeks, some of it has been here since yesterday. And the plastic just needs to go away. I'm not going to use it again. Not happy with it. But anyway, here comes Huey on the tractor again. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon.
Chelsea put her corn between the taters up there.
Okay. Chelsea needs to put
if there's enough room for 8, there's plenty of room up there.
Yeah.
But the ground's better down lower.
Okay.
You get rocky when you get on up. You know that.
Yep. We'll put the corn between the potatoes.
I'm going to go flatten this out over here so we can sew it down tomorrow.
All right. Love you. All right, y'all. Let's go get her done. I just wanted to chat with y'all this morning and show you what we've been doing the last couple of days. And yay, all is good. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.